Hello everyone, so today is the 22nd of October 2016 and like every 22nd of October, today is International Stammering Awareness Day. So over the years I've done various things to raise awareness, such as radio interviews, newspaper articles, etc. So this year I wanted to do a video to talk about stammering, raise awareness and my own speech as well, so here goes. So some facts about stammering. 70 million people worldwide reportedly stammer. That is 1% of the population. It's a lot more common in boys than girls. It's about 1 in 5 people that stammer is female. And in children, that's a lot higher. It's about 5% of children will develop a stammer at some point, and that's just through learning to talk. So learning to talk is a bit like learning to walk. Learning to walk, you get up, you take a few steps, you fall over, get back up again, and it's a complicated process. And learning to talk is no different. So some children will, because they've not quite mastered it, may start stammering, and they'll just eventually grow out of it and lose their stammer effectively. But 1% of those children will go on into adulthood and stammer throughout the rest of their life. And I would say if you get to teenage years, the likelihood is if you stammer then you're going to stammer for the rest of your life. And the reason for that is there's no cure for stammering. But what you can do is a bit like what I did. Well, what I did is I went on a course to control my speech. So in 2008, I attended a course called the Starfish Project, and there they taught me a technique to control my speech and a way of thinking as well, which I think is just as important about having a positive mindset and things like that. So yeah, that's what I did. And some people, a lot of people, when I say this to them, I say, well, what was it like? What was it like before you went on this course then? What's the main difference it's made to you? And generally, things that come to mind is, because it would be too long and I could be here for the next 4 or 5 hours talking about stammering and how it affected my daily life. But the one thing I think of is before I went to Starfish, when I went to bed at night, nearly every night, I'd lie there and I would start to cringe and think about all the speaking situations I've been involved in that day, and the blocks that I'd had, and the awkward moments, and the things that I avoided or didn't do because of my stammer that held me back. And I'd lie there and cringe, and it wasn't a very nice experience, obviously. And then slowly but surely those thoughts would turn to tomorrow, where I'd start to think about those speaking situations that I knew I had coming up, starting to fear them, thinking of ways I could maybe get out of them or not do them, and things like that. So generally living in fear, really. And the best way to describe that fear is, I think, when I was a young lad, I can remember sitting in my mum and dad's lounge watching TV, and an advert came on TV, and it was trying to get adults back into education, and they were filling in forms, or they were going around colleges and looking at them, and every time they would do that, these gremlins would come onto their shoulders and say, "You can't do that, you're thick, you were never any good at school, what makes you think you can do it now? This isn't for you, you can't do this." And I remember sitting there thinking, that's my stammer, that is. Those gremlins represent my stammer. They sit on my shoulders all day, every day, dictating to me what I can do, what I can't do, and saying to me, "Don't do that, Adam, because you'll make a fool of yourself. Don't put your hand up in class, Adam, because you know the answer, but you know you're not going to be able to say it." And loads of other examples. So yeah, that's it really. That's how it was. But I'm fortunate now that I've been on a course and learnt a technique to control my speech. But that's what it is, it's control, it's not a cure. So as you all know, if you see me on a regular basis, I still stammer, and that's fine because that's going to happen. So that's why it's how you react to that and what you do afterwards, which is important. But now I do what I want to do when I want to do it, and for me that is the best thing about having gone on the Starfish project. So there we go. So just before I finish, I just wanted to say a few things. I wanted to say a shout out to the British Stammering Association for all the good work they do in terms of raising awareness and being there as a support network to people. I want to say thank you to the Starfish project and all the people that are involved in that and the way people have helped me, who without none of this would be possible. So thank you to you. Including that is the West Midlands support group. Awesome guys. And last but not least, my family who support me and encourage me and understand on a daily basis what this means. So thank you for listening. Please feel free to share this video because, as I said, 70 million people worldwide. So, you know, if you don't know anyone else that stammers, maybe if you share it, they will, and it will just raise awareness and get the message out there that you don't have to be alone. There is support, because I know how isolating that can feel. Thank you for listening. Please share. Have a good day, everyone.